Hey everyone, Soundwave 884 here. In this video, we'll take a look at some Transformers from the dollar store. Alright, so these pickups are from a Dollar General. So not really a dollar store, everything's a dollar, but from a Dollar General, or you can find these at like Family Dollar as well. These are, he's like the $5 price point, these are the $10 price point. So I picked up a little Ratchet, and I picked up Shockwave. And I was like, hey Shockwave. But if you have a Cyberverse Shockwave, he looks just the same here. And Ratchet, he looked cool in the packaging, but we'll get to all this as we show the figures off. They're right here. All right, so here is Shockwave. It is a decent size figure. It's 10 bucks. This little guy here is $5, and so he fits in more with these smaller. So we'll just do a quick size comparison. This is Voyager class Siege. Let's take Ratchet out of here. Optimus Prime. So these guys are pretty much, or essentially, a Voyager class Transformers, and they're only $10. But you're not getting as much, I would say, articulation. You're not getting as much plastic. You're not getting as much quality as you would have, to say, out of these guys. So you got a little more hollowness in the plastic, and so less articulation. That's probably why you're paying 10 bucks, but you're still getting a decent Transformer. If you have little kids and you want to give them Transformers and you don't want to buy these are good alternatives to buy. They're not overly expensive, and they are, 10 bucks. It gets you a good sized Transformer. Comparison to the Soundwave I got at Dollar General a couple months ago. I've actually already done a review on that. I'll leave a link to that down in the description below. Soundwave is a little bit taller here than Shockwave. I would say that Shockwave's probably a more all-around solid figure with a little bit more articulation than your Soundwave has. But they're both decent Transformers, and they look pretty good on the shelf together. Now, but Shockwave's packaging, it's a nice artwork up here, and you have the alt mode down here. His instructions are actually just on the back. It takes 15 steps to get around. He just transforms into a funky-looking spaceship. So it's not bad looking, so we'll just go ahead and take a closer look at Shockwave. Alright, Shockwave, the pinks, the purples are endless on this guy. The pinks are very bright. Like I said, if you have any Cyberverse Shockwaves, you've seen what you got right here. He's got this dull gray plastic, a darker gray here for the thighs and for the biceps, but a lighter gray for his cannon and for his hands. And he's got silver like wingtips here. That way I guess you can say will be his weapons in vehicle mode. Now he gets different color plastic. He's got purple plastic everywhere, and this is pretty much about the same color, but this here is almost it looks more blue on camera, but it's not. It's still a purple, but it's just like a more, not translucent, but just thinner, and it's got more of a softer bend to it. There are tabs here that you can, or pegs that you can peg into his back that will fixate the wings like this. That is good for vehicle mode, but in robot mode you can be expressive with them, as they do have hinges here, so you can kind of get them out of your way in the back. Head, you got a yellow eye that looks pretty mean, like he's kind of pissed off. You get a 360 spin, and that's all you're getting. You can move this piece, but that's for transformation up and down to get some head movement that way. You do get a 360 waist articulation on this guy, which is something surprising because that Soundwave I showed you earlier does not have any waist articulation at all. You do have ball jointed hips, so you can get some knees, you can do full splits, kick out to there and back to there, and you got your ball jointed knees, so you get movement to there. Got a lot of stuff going on. That's where you're going to get your swivel. There are no ankle tilts, but you do get a rock, and that's for transformation. This does swing in. That's all you're going to get out of the hands and the cannon. You get, I said, swivels up here, so you got some swivel action. Just got a elbow bend to there. You get a perfect 90. You got ball jointed shoulders, so you get some good shoulder articulation, and you can 360 around the wall. You can't do that one. You got the hose attached to them. You can do this. You just got to make sure you get that wing out of your way. So that is your articulation here on Shockwave. It is a beautiful figure. I mean, for what you're getting, 10 bucks, he looks pretty good. If you're a fan of Cyberverse or something, this is a good Shockwave for that. And he makes a decent looking shelf piece. And it's also really good if you have small children. It's a nice figure, and it stands up very well. It's got big feet. Alright, so here is the $5 price point. This is, I think they call him Legion class still. Maybe it's on this packaging. But this is Autobot Ratchet. We'll take a quick look at the packaging here. Same kind of get up. You got the robot and you got the vehicle mode. The reason I got it, because I like Ratchet as a character. And the vehicle mode, I was like, hey, it's not too bad. It almost reminds me of First Aid or something. So I was like, I'll go ahead and get this because I really like the look of the vehicle mode. Now, problems kind of abound when you get to the robot mode. Well, I'll show you stuff with that. His instructions actually are a separate piece, so you actually get a fold-out booklet for his instructions to transform him. It's only 7 steps. It's not very hard, but tabs don't really tab in very well. Just for a quick size comparison, here is a deluxe Siege figure. So he's right in the middle there. And if you have the Optimus Prime from the same size point from Dollar General, Family Dollar, I think you can even get these guys at Walgreens. This is the scale you are achieving there. Ratchet does have a lot more plastic in him than this Optimus Prime, as Prime has these very hollow back legs, whereas Ratchet is a solid figure. He's actually decently weighty. He just feels like a feather, but he actually feels a little more solid. Now, instructions show you have his arms. You want to open them up like this, and you just use this as his articulation. He's just got a lot of crap going on because he's so much plastic, and the form's almost, it's everywhere, and it's just kind of, I don't want to say excessive. It's just, he can't really do much, I would say. It's just, he's got a lot of stuff that's just going to hit, and it's hard to really get, decent poses out of the guy. It is like his hands are being totally useless because he's got all this stuff covering him up. But it does remind me of like an old school kind of like G1 Transformer, where there's just very simple, minimalistic, and things aren't always perfect to robot modes. It's just a lot of stuff just stuck in places. The eye paint on this guy is applied horribly. It didn't even get the whole eyes. It's like you got little beady eyes and stuff. I don't really like that. Articulation, you get the little ball joint here, so you can swivel that up, and you get a side movement here. You got ball joints here, so you can move this around, do a few things. Hips, you can kick out and back, and that's all you're getting out of that. Head can spin around. You can't go any more than that. You get this slight left and right movement, no up and down. There's no waist or anything. He is pretty much a solid piece of plastic. He is almost like a brick. Alright, so I'll go ahead and transform Ratchet first, since he's the last one I looked at. Why not? He's already on the screen. It's very simple here. We're going to take the legs. This piece here is going to come up and around this hinge. And there is this tab here that's going to go in that little slot right there. Don't worry, it'll come out on you. It's not going to like lock in or anything. But that's just where it's going to go. This one come out the same way. Lock that in. And there are tabs. You can see this tab here. It's going to go right in there. Tab here. It's going to go in here. And a tab up here. So it's already come out. So, but you'll take that and you'll just tab his legs together to your best of your ability. My God, man, he's a simple transformer. It's like once you get on camera, your ability to do stuff really diminishes. Okay. Yeah, just tab in, man. Tab in before I throw you across the room. How about that? So, there you go. Finally got them all tabbed in. Arms are pretty simple. You're just going to take them, you're going to bend them at the elbow, and you're going to fold them. You see these two tabs here? You're going to slot in those little slots. So we're just closing his arms up on himself like that. Same on this one. Same thing. Boom. Then you're just going to fold these over his head, and then they're going to tab together like this. And now there's these little pieces here. There's a sliding mechanism. You're just going to grab the back, which is already untabbing. These two tabs here are going to go right in there, and you're just going to close his legs up. And just line the tabs up. There's tabs on the sides here as well. And you're just going to push all that in together. And now he's tabbed pretty well. And that is Ratchet in vehicle mode. It does have a gap right here that I cannot solve by pushing this in as hard as I can. It does not want to solve. But it is a decent looking alt mode. I think some paint touch-ups, it could be something a lot better. I really doubt Toy Hacks will waste their time making labels for this figure, because it's just something that everybody's going to own. I don't see them getting their money's worth out of it. But if you're any good at customizations, I'm sure you can add some blue to these other windows here, and then continue the red strip down the side as well, and color in some stuff back here. Rolls pretty well. Not bad. No Autobot insignia to show up in vehicle mode. So that is sort of a disappointment. But I do like it. It makes a decent little kid's toy. But I can see a kid having problems transforming it because of the tabs not really tabbing or locking. And it's just going to keep coming loose. I can see a lot of frustration out of that for young kids. quick comparison with the Optimus Prime from the same line, and I'm not sure that's really to scale, but sure, whatever. Next to a Deluxe Siege Barricade, and next to Earthrise Optimus Prime, which there, I think the scale works. Alright, so I've backed the camera out some so I can transform Shockwave. He's a little bit bigger. We're going to have a little more stuff being involved. The biggest negative on this guy, I would say, is his hand. This appears to be really tiny next to the huge forearms there. That's probably the only negative I would say on the figure. So transformer, fold that in. You'll fold this in as well. You'll untab the hose from here. You'll retab it over here, but you'll see in transformation what we'll do with that. We're going to come down here to his legs. Feet will now fold inside. You're going to spin his waist around 180. Now you can take the hose and reattach it right here. Take his legs. You're wanting to spin them at the ball jointed knees as a swivel point. And you can see where all the tabs are. You're just going to tab his legs together in the feet as well. There we go. He locks in a lot better than that Ratchet does. He has these little panels here. You'll fold up. And they're about the same color here as these wings. And this will help lock his legs so they don't move around on you in a vehicle mode. You'll come up here to his head. You're going to bring this down. You're going to take his head. You're just going to fold it all the way inside. Close that back up. You're going to take his arms. You're going to bring them around like this, and then bring them down on this hinge like that. Then you're going to take these wings and you're going to turn them this way, and you can tab them into those spots. I'm going to tab this one this way. I'm going to show you the difference. You can do it either way. This way you get some of the pink. During this way, there's no pink, it's just straight this other color, but the wings are facing this way. You can have it this way where the wings are facing like that. That's just your preference, which way you want to do it. The packaging and instructions show you turning the wings this way like it is on this one. There's pink there, but there's no pink on my actual copy that way. That's the way they intend you to have the wings, so it just depends on which way you like the figure more as to which way you want to keep the wings. That is the way they intend. And we'll show it off with the way they don't intend, which I actually kind of like, though. Like that. And I think I kind of prefer that, but the hands just sort of block things up. Alright, so this is Shockwave in his spaceship mode with the wings the wrong way. It's the way I prefer them. It is a decent looking spaceship, almost. And it's just like he's taking a nap with tucking his head in. But it's overall, it's not bad. It's just, you know, for $10 and something I would say is good for a kid's toy. It's fine. It's a Cybertronian alien spaceship. This works. So final thoughts on this Shockwave and this Ratchet. $5, $10. Now in robot mode, Shockwave is very nice. I would say that is the best feature on this toy. And for $10 and something as a gift for a kid or something, nice. Ratchet, easy pass. Vehicle mode is probably the best thing about it, but it still lacks paint and looks, and the tabs just don't hold in very well, and I can see it making a kid frustrated during transformation. Anyway, thanks for watching this quick review of some Dollar General Transformers. Until the next ones, peace out.